Clouds in the sky don't care if I stay all day. Dreaming of time when you and I were dancing in the
Hola familia estelar. You do not land here by chance. You have indeed entered into a sacred world-line collision. The coordinates that you found yourself within the space-time continuum are at Pukara, and this place actually did not just function as the Red Fortress. That's what it's also depicted as. That's the translation for it. It was a boundary. This place is all about energetic boundaries, and that's going to be the theme that we're talking about. This is where the Guardians would actually keep watch. So I'm going to show you around a little bit. I know that I did, but I'm in this really cool spot and I want to share before we get into today's message. So this is where today's magic is taking place. Okay, so we have quite a few interesting messages for Pukara, and one of them is that, you know, the place that we've just been has a huge water source, a huge pakarina, and I was actually starting right by the source, and then it led to the ocean. So I'm seeing something small lead to something much larger for you, and it could be like your state of awareness that's completely changing the way that you navigate your life on Earth. But, you know, this place was described as a checkpoint, also a military lookout, and a defensive post, a resting station for messengers, actually, and a control point for the entrance into Cusco. So I'm kind of seeing the selective shield card in the Cosmos Oracle for you, where it talks about being really intentional with what it is that you decide or allow to penetrate your field, right? If you allow anything externally in this realm to bring you out of harmonic resonance with yourself. But metaphysically, this place's role was more than just a physical defense, it was actually an energetic defense. So Pukara, as you can see, it sits in this strategic, elevated position, and this is about also your perspective when it comes to your life on Earth. I'm almost seeing this is a very specific card in the Shaman's Dream Oracle message, and it talks about the eye of the eagle, where you're kind of, and the state of the observer, where you're looking at your human experience and you're kind of laughing at the human comedy that's unfolding on the ground right now, and you can see your life from a higher state of awareness. That's what's going on. So right now you have clear sight and clear vision, and actually this place, right, this was carved into the bedrock. A lot of this site was actually a 𝓻𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬𝓪 style, which is the highest plane of consciousness. And then you also have the 𝓬𝓭𝓪, which is most of it being built by the Incas, right? So that was like the last civilization. And it talks about as above, so below, as within, so without. And that's the theme that's going on. It's like you have this foresight, you have this discernment, and discernment is an energetic lens that you're able to use. It's almost like an energetic barrier as you navigate your life on Earth, right? You're able to kind of discern what's going on around you. You have this different state of awareness. And the Incas believed that the heightened sight also was linked to a heightened state of awareness. So I see the deeper that you get to know oneself, actually the higher dimensional planes are able to travel, and the lenses in how you interpret reality is something otherworldly while you're also participating when it comes to your life in this world. So yeah, it's clarity that you're gaining right now. It's also readiness, vigilance, and preparation. Those are like the huge themes, as well as intentional movement. So the tarot card that we have, or the archetype, one of the court cards for this site is the Page of Swords. And I see this being an octave of yourself that you're also embodying. So we're going to go ahead and read the Page of Swords in this card. It's actually a really beautiful energy because the Page of Swords is a character who's actually learning a lot. They're very curious about what their life could be like when embodying this level of awareness, when actually being able to integrate the information that they've collected along their life journey and how that could change their trajectory moving forward. So I feel like something's being revealed to you. But yeah, the Page of Swords is also known as the Weaver. So again, there's something that you're kind of weaving into this existence. Again, you can kind of see this person navigating the formless and also formed realms. So the Page of Swords is literally one of the tarot archetypes that is looking out on a hilltop, most times he's able to scout and stand above the landscape and perceive a layer of this reality that not everyone can, right? Because it requires you to climb to great heights within yourself. And at Pukara, the page's position is above the terrain. It's almost like you have this elevated perspective. You're rising to see your life from that bigger picture. You're also noticing things that others may overlook during this time, and he observes his own path, right, even his past, to be able to understand the patterns so that he can recognize them moving forward. And this could be like synchronicities in the way that universe speaks to you, but with the Uranus and Neptune sextile, this is spiritual insight that you're gaining, also heightened perception, and it's almost like you've been at this resting place where you've received this message, and now it's time to actually act upon that message, because he grows into a Knight of Swords, right? And a Knight of Swords is somebody that moves forward into the unknown. They propel in their dreams, ambitions, and other life goals that they've set for themselves very, very rapidly, because they have clarity around the things that they're moving towards and also why they're moving towards it. So he's almost like this runner between realms. It is very Mercurial Hermes kind of energy, and he's a traveler that, moves between the heaven, the hell, right, Hanan, Ukupacha, and also the land of the living, Kpacha, and he's able to anchor in this otherworldly knowledge that he collects along his journey into this dimension. So the weaver, manifesting the future and intentional, knees pressed into the snow, a winged woman weaves glistening threads into her loom. As she works magic with her hands, the threads whip around in elegant ribbons in the cold winter air. The weaver is the master storyteller and uses the power of the mind to craft tales and stories that captivate even the least interested audiences. So you could honestly explain the things that you experience, but it's almost like it's like you're in this world, but you're experiencing a complete different dimensional layer of this reality. That's what it feels like, It's like I'm seeing someone return back after their travels, and they have all these, great stories that they have in this book, right? Each travel is like this page, and it's like you've collected things along your journey. That's what it feels like. And it feels like you're sharing this. He's a very communicative sign, but he's also very observative. Okay, so the weaver designs intricate tales that spin together into beautiful dances. When this card appears, it indicates that now is a good time to begin developing what you hope to manifest in the near future. The weaver can represent a powerful mind, one that is inspiring and extraordinary. And what I'm seeing as well, the weaver in the Page of Swords is also an archetype who gathers information, is also developing his, gifts, abilities, and skills to be able to excel on a particular path. So there could be something that you're studying, there could be something that you're, really diving into during this time as well. Remember to be thoughtful with what you hope to achieve. A little exaggeration makes a story sing, but be careful not to weave a tale too hard to maintain. So again, there's a maturity essence, right? True maturity is, or true maturing is knowing that you're more non-physical than you are physical. It's remembering yourself as a spiritual being having a human experience. It's about remembering that you are more formless than you are formed, and you're experiencing life on earth through this form, through this vessel. So I feel like it's the things that the soul is curious to explore when it comes to their life on earth. You also have the Halls of Learning card. So this talks about spirit guides and confirmation that you're receiving as well, and great lessons. Okay, so let me go ahead and read it. The Halls of Learning talks about: you're on a path to great learning. Spiritual beings are drawing close to support you. If you're facing challenging or difficult circumstances, or have moved through such a time, you're being called to review what it is that you've learned about yourself. If you're still feeling overwhelmed about a certain event or asking why it's happened, call on Source or your guides to reveal to you the pattern, trauma, or wound that's contributed towards this challenge. And this is what I'm seeing. It's almost like you have great pattern recognition, because that's one thing that the Page of Swords is really able to learn to master, right? He's observing a lot, he's witnessing a lot. So there's almost like a pattern, but it's an unfolding that's happening. If you're still feeling overwhelmed, or you aren't experiencing challenging energy, the reason is that you've made huge progress on your spiritual journey, so much that your perspective has shifted and that you can view every challenge as a window of opportunity. That's what I'm seeing. The challenges are simply invitations to begin to notice something that you hadn't noticed before, especially with the Uranus-Neptune sextile that's happening. The Halls of Learning Gateway indicates that your spiritual gifts are developing during this time. So there is something that you're mastering through this observation. It's almost like you're going through this cleansing ritual and you're sealing the things that you've learned. You're downloading and you're defending a download by the way that you're choosing to almost like double down and commit to the storyline, even though it's an illusion, you know. It's almost like you're enjoying the realm that you've created for yourself to play in. It's the saying where those who look outside dream, those who look inside awaken within the dream. It's about you becoming super lucid within this construct. That's what it feels like. It's almost like you're in a dream. And you know, when you start becoming lucid, you start witnessing the patterns that are going on around you. There's like patterns as you're navigating these different dimensional realms. And I feel like you've been able to observe a third dimensional pattern take place in your life, where it's almost like wake up, and you realize that you're not just dreaming this experience into being, but you're actively living in your dream. That's what the Page of Swords energy is doing. And he has a dream in his mind that is existing in higher dimensions, that he's actually anchoring and grounding into this realm. And it literally feels like that's where you are right now. So it's an initiation. This place is quite literally mirroring the soul's journey, right? How the higher and lower aspects of self are merging, the physical and non-physical aspects of self are coming into this cohesion. That's what it feels like. Again, this integration. You also have 2 angel number messages. So the first one is 1515 creativity. Keep accessing the creative connection that you feel to the divine. The whispers speak through your creative connection, allowing you to express the beauty that is within and connect to the beauty that is all around you. And creativity is my birthright. As I express creativity, I feel the beautiful flow of love and connection. And then you have 333, which is a potential card. This says your chance to reach your highest of potentials is here. Perseverance has gotten you to where it is that you are. You have been going through so much, and this guidance is here to show you that you're exactly where you need to be. So you're exactly where you need to be. You've collected exactly what it is that you need to at this stage of your evolution. Now it's about trusting in the wisdom in which you've cultivated. Now it's really about trusting yourself and really being able to support some type of vision that you've received with your physical action. That's literally what it feels like. That's what it feels like is going on for you. So with that being said, I'm gonna love and leave you right there. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Water Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards otter sanctuaries. And yeah, you have 2 discount codes for that in the description box. And I'll speak to you very, very soon. If you've made it up to this point, make sure you comment down below. Comment down below something that you feel like is reminiscent of the Page of Swords. Maybe it's like a sword emoji or some type of character, maybe like a fortress, whatever it is that you feel like is reminiscent of this aspect. Maybe it's going to be the eagle, something that really stood out to you in this session. And yes, until next time, bye!